Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Neca Krampus Ultimate Action Figure. I was hoping this guy would come up before Christmas time, and bam, here he is. I got this guy from the Neca store, so let's take a look at the packaging, which is very, very large. As you see at the top, better watch out. Krampus Ultimate Action Figure. Here he is, holding a snow globe. One side, got Krampus holding that snow globe, the action figure. Krampus. The back, here he is. Looks like some other display options. And the other side, here's figure again. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits. And there is a barcode, if that helps anybody. This is a NECA Ultimate figure. Window box packaging, you can hear the Velcro as I open it up. On the inside flap, Krampus, and then here's the figure. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright. Now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. It's a pretty big, very detailed figure. I was a little worried it was going to be more of a statue than a figure, but it's kind of a hybrid between both. If you want a lot of articulation, this is definitely not for you. He comes with tons and tons of stuff. We have a box, a snow globe, a bell wrapped in paper, 2 alternate tongues, 5 alternate hands, totaling 7 interchangeable hands, and a whole bunch of bone and little sort of bell decoration to go all over this guy. Before taking a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Krampus, and today is December 5th. What are the odds? I got this today on Krampusnacht. That's the day that he goes around punishing bad children before St. Nick comes out. So Krampus is basically like an evil Santa Claus. Santa Claus goes around rewarding good children, and then Krampus goes around punishing bad children. He's described usually as a horned sort of creature, and here he is. So let's take a closer look. Starting with his face, it's like an old man, and it does have articulation inside with the head, as well as outside with the hood. It's sort of dirty, got sort of fur around it. Similar color scheme as Santa Claus, red and white. Had to back up the camera so we could get a better look. Look at those horns, giant like antlers, like a goat, kind of devilish. The fur around here, old man, giant, long beard, mouth wide open, you can see the teeth there. He's got chains dangling all over him. Some little padlocks on him, just a stereotypical sort of evil creature, ghost-like thing. You can see his cloaks are all tattered up. Detail is very, very nice. Good sculpt. He does have articulation. The hands, the elbows, shoulders, etc., the head. So it's sort of a combination between both. It's a really cool thing to have around Christmas time. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. A withered old man, hates children. I guess made a deal with the devil a long time ago, who knows. And then, here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. Also wanted to point out at the bottom of this guy, he's got hooved feet. And he does have some pegs in case you want to use a stand, but he does not need a stand. I mean, look how freaking wide this thing is. Let's talk about his chains for a second. So he has actual metal chains all over him. Some draped in front of his arms. They're all sort of connected. These little sort of slots here. All across the back of him. Down at the bottom, like I said, some have padlocks on them. Some have bells on them. All over him. It's kind of busy, but it looks good. I mean, in the front as well, more padlocks, chains dangling, very ghastly and ghostly. Now let's check out all of his accessories. And let's start with his hands. He has a total of 7 hands, 3 left hands, and 4 right hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are some sort of open, grabbing hands. And here's his next pair of hands. These are some gripping or holding hands. And another pair of hands. These could grab something. They have the index finger sticking out pretty far. And he has 1 additional right hand. I describe this as a pointing hand. He's got that creepy long finger. Not too different from the previous set of hands though. And then we have these 2 interchangeable tongues. One a little bit sort of curled, Another one, pretty straight. I had a really hard time figuring out how to interchange these or swap them out. Just sort of wrestle with it long enough, you can kind of get in the side of his mouth. Here's Krampus with his mouth open, no tongue attached. Here's Krampus with the straighter tongue attached. And here he is with the curled tongue attached. Both creepy. So this one's a little creepier, but I hear the ladies love him. Now we have a snow globe. Signature sort of thing that Krampus holds. You can see a little Christmas house in there covered in snow. That's not an actual functioning snow globe, but still pretty cool. Here's Krampus gripping and holding that snow globe. And then we have this other accessory. This here is a bell. Krampus is all about bells, has them all over him. So we have a regular bell. We have a bell that's wrapped in paper, a gift. And then we have a box, which I believe you're supposed to put that inside of. And shut the top, making it a Christmas gift. Though not really one to shut. There we go. Here's Krampus offering you a Christmas present. I would not accept. And then we have all these other little accessories. The box calls them chain attachments. They're basically bone and little bells that attach all over his body. They're very small, tedious, so honestly, I'm not going to put them on him. They're just going to fall off and get lost. The only instructions you get here, Krampus Accessory and Chain Placement Guide. So it shows you where to put all those little things all over him, even some of the bigger ones, like that. Kind of reminds me of some of the little Predator trophies they used to have. We do have some larger pieces like this. A bunch of medium pieces. Bone and bell. And then a bunch of little small bells to hang off of him. Like I said, I know these will just fall off, get lost over time. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of, I'm going to say his head, maybe 8.5 inches tall. If you go to the top of his back, about 9.25 inches tall. And if you go to the top of the horns, about 10.25 inches tall. And for his articulation, which is limited, but more than I expected, I guess. So, start off with his feet. Yes, they can actually rotate a little bit around. Why? I do not know, but they can. Absolutely one solid piece here until you get near the top. Now we have his head and his arms. So the head is on sort of a ball joint. You can rotate around, turn a little bit from side to side, up and down at least a little bit, and then you can move the head inside of here, not a lot, but a little bit, giving him a good amount of personality. Shoulders, they're on a ball joint. They go out about that far. Back inside, go back, forward. The chains will obstruct it eventually. Then his sort of elbow here, and I guess it's sort of double jointed. I mean, have that piece between the two. It goes in about that far. Back about that much. There is rotation. And then his wrist can rotate. It's also going to be hinged. So not bad. It's not a full statue, not a full action figure, but it's priced like a statue, moves like a statue, and seems a little bit big next to the other action figures. Neca makes 7-inch scale figures, and Krampus is a big sort of monstrosity. Here's Krampus in the dark, holding his snow globe, thinking about how he's going to punish all the bad children. Now let's check him out next to some other action figures. I'd love to put him next to Santa Claus, but I don't actually have any Santa Claus figures, to my surprise. But I do have plenty of other Christmas figures. We'll start off by checking those out. So I did get the full set from the Neca store. Krampus and the Dirt Clown. Two weird, freakish, grotesque, Christmas-themed action figures. Here's Krampus next to a couple of McFarlane Santa Batman figures. And here he is next to a couple of Christmas Joker figures. One by DC Direct, one by McFarlane. Then with a couple of Jazzwares Fortnite Crackshot figures. And now with the Jazzwares Fortnite Slushy figure. And finally, with some Diamond Select Toys Ghostbusters 2 figures. And I almost forgot about this guy, Christmas Chucky. Now let's check him out with some other NECA horror figures. Here he is with some classic Universal monsters. Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Mummy. And here with some more modern horror icons, Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and Leatherface. Now let's check him out next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you will know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a NECA figure, they're typically the 7-inch scale, and even though he's large, he's an oversized monstrosity of sorts. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller. But first, let's check him out with some of his NECA brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from NECA Toys, all 7-inch scale. And now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here he is next to Santa, or at least one of my wife's Christmas decorations. And here he is with some McFarlane and DC Direct figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel DC figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a very nice Krampus figure, but the value is not there. This guy's about $100, and I can see maybe $50. The sculpt is fantastic, do not get me wrong. Detail exquisite. Accessories are great. Articulation is limited. It looks great. So if I were to rate this figure, well, take apart the cost, it's a fantastic Krampus figure. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 as is, even though it doesn't move a lot. But add in the price, probably drop it down to a 6. But typically when I rate something, I don't consider the price. I mean, that is a negative aspect, but I want to rate the figure in itself. But the price is honestly outrageous. Maybe $60, but I don't know. He looks good and all. Just not sort of grasping why it costs so much. Anyway, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add it in the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.